So I'm going to show you how you can quickly and easily set up a logo design portfolio or graphic design portfolio quickly and easily by using Adobe Portfolio. So here we are at adobe.com. Obviously this is where you can acquire the Creative Cloud suite. I'm actually logged in at present, so I can't see the options that you might see. And of course I already have Creative Cloud, but you will see the options on there for Creative Cloud. As you can see, I can download various apps that I haven't downloaded already. So once you have Creative Cloud, it's installed on your computer system. You can download applications via the website, or you can do it via the console, which is in the form of a drop down. On the Mac, it's at top right, and clicking upon that, a window like this appears with all a list of the applications. If I scroll down, I can find the one that we're looking for, which is Portfolio. As you can see, it's already installed, so I've got the launch icon there. You'll have the install button obviously, so go ahead and press that and the software will install. Now this is basically just a registration. I think it gives you access to the website. When I press launch, it takes me to the website and I'm given two options, either a gallery of work or a splash page. Now the splash page, as it suggests, is ideal for creating a single page website, but the gallery is ideal for logo designers for showcasing many bodies of work. So I'm going to go ahead and select gallery of work, and we're going to select a theme. So I've got Ludwig, Hagen, Marina, Andreas, Lucas, Marta, Mercedes. Now quickly looking at those, I'm going to select Mercedes. This looks the cleanest. I like the grid. It's simple. I don't like pictures that are neighbouring each other without a seam. So this is the one that I'm going to choose. It looks pretty consistent in its design. So now it's preparing the theme, so we just have to wait until that's done and then we can start uploading our work. So here I am in Illustrator, and these 9 logos represent the pieces that I want to put into my portfolio. Before I do that, before I upload, I need to prepare them however, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a square backing on each, just so that it displays proportionately to the rest of everything else. Each logo is going to sit on the same square, so it's going to look consistent. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to select the rectangle tool, holding shift to keep a square. I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to go to object, arrange, send to back. I'm going to copy this across using alt and shift for the next logo, and I'm going to do that again. And I'm going to select all 3 of those squares. I'm going to pull a copy of that down for the next row of logos, and I'm going to do it again for the last row of logos. Once done, I'm going to select the first logo. I'm going to go to the Align panel beneath Align Objects. I'm going to click Horizontal Align Center, and then I'm going to click Vertical Align Center. I'm going to do the same for each one. So with that done, just doing the last one here, I'm going to take each one, starting with the first. I'm going to go to Copy, New. I'm going to paste this into a new document. And I'm going to export this. Before I do, however, I'm going to increase it in size, like so. Because it's vector, it shouldn't make any difference if we increase it. So I'm going to go to Export, Export As, and I'm just going to name this Logo Bioregions. So with the prefix logo, I know what needs to be uploaded. And obviously I have the details of what logo that is. It's bioregions. So clicking Export. Now I'm going to do the same for each one, going to the next. Edit copy. I'll just rid of this. I'm pasting that in, enlarging it. What exact size this is enlarged to, because the software will do it on the website. It'll reduce it to the size that all the rest are. So I'm going to go to File, Export, and Export As once again. I'm going to call this Logo Wicked. And needless to say, I'm going to do exactly the same for this logo here and the rest of them. So let's just finish off this. Export as logo 91. Okay. So, following that procedure for all 9 logos, I'll then have a complete set of logos which will be displayed on the website. And here you can see those exported images on my desktop, ready for upload. When we launch Adobe Portfolio, it opens a browser and brings up this site. We can click Create New Site. We can click Gallery of Work, which is more appropriate for logo design portfolio websites because it gives us a grid of images. So clicking upon this, we're presented with a range of themes. Now looking at these themes, I think there was 2 which were appropriate, and it's this one here called Mercedes and Sawdust. Now the other ones tend to have like nice grids, but they don't have gaps between each picture, which looks a little bit inappropriate. So I'm going to go for this one. It has gaps between the images, and I think it actually looks like a logo design portfolio website. And so I'm going to go ahead and select Sawdust, and it's busy being prepared. So here we are in the Adobe Portfolio interface. You may have noticed on the last screenshot in the last lecture that there was a box here with logos inside of it. This was actually something that has been imported from Behance. Adobe took over Behance, and anything that you upload there in your account seems to be dragged into here in Adobe Portfolio. Now, in many cases, that won't be what you actually want. It's certainly not what I want for the demonstration. And so I've went ahead and deleted that. So we're starting from a clean slate. Now, I say clean slate, but there's actually a convenience here. We're given 2 pages to start out with, which is work. This is the main page, which is currently blank. And we're given a contact page, which has a form on it. So if I click pages and integration to the left, I can click contact here. And here we have our form. Contains 3 fields: name, email address, and message. And this is basically all we need for the client or prospect to contact us to inquire about logo design prices and whether we can take on their project. That's good enough. We could leave this as it is. So our next focus, the primary focus, is getting our work onto the website. And we want our work to be on the main page. We don't want to make the visitor jump through hoops to get to our work. We want it to be in their face. We want them to see the quality. We want them to click contact and fill in this form. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and upload those images that we prepared in Illustrator. To do this, let's click Pages and Integrations, and let's add another page. Clicking the page on the Add Page pop-up. Let's give this a name by clicking in. Just going to simply call this Logos, and I'm going to click Create Page. With that done, of these options, I'm going to select Photo Grid, like so, and I'm going to click Upload Files. And I'm going to begin to upload my files that I created in Adobe Illustrator. I'm going to select the first file name, and I'm going to hold Shift, and I'm going to click the bottom so that it selects all. I'm going to click Open, and all of these images will now be imported into the page, like so. Now you'll see I have a total of 9 logos here, which has led to having 5 in a row at the top and 4 beneath. So I'm going to be productive, and I'm just going to go ahead and introduce another logo, so I have 2 rows of 5 here. So this is the process you're going to use if you want to add logos to your portfolio in the future. So clicking top left and going to Edit Grid. Then at top right, I'm going to click Add Photos, then Upload Files. I'm going to locate the file again on my computer. I'm going to click Open, and you'll see that logo is added to the collection. So now that we have our logos uploaded, you'll see they're uploaded to a page called Logos and not the main page. So we now want to make this the main page so that when visitors enter the site, they see the logos immediately. We want to grab their attention, we want to show our work, and we want them to click that contact form. So to make this the main page, we are going to go to the Pages option. I'm going to show you how the site is at the moment. by clicking View Your Site, and you'll see it's blank. We have the work page here and the logos page, which is separate, and we don't want this. And so we're going to go back. We're going to click on Pages and Integrations to the left, and you'll see the list of pages here. To the right of logos, I'm going to click this arrow, and I'm going to click Set as Homepage. I'm going to click Change Homepage to confirm. With that done, if I now launch the site by clicking Update Live Site at the bottom, you'll now see that all of those logos are now on the main page. So this is exactly what we want to capture the attention of the prospect. So obviously your website wouldn't be yours unless it's branded with your logo design. So to put in your logo design at the top left, we go to Edit, and with logo container selected, we click Image, and down here we can click Upload Image. We can locate our logo file. Once selected, we click Open. Click Done. So now you can see that your logo design has been inserted. So now the site, together with its logos and its brand, has came to life. To instill confidence in the prospect who visits your website, you need to give them some information about yourself. Many people won't buy blindly, so it's best that you dedicate a bit of time to writing a couple of paragraphs. It doesn't have to be too in detail. You can just describe what you're good at, what your skills are, what your passions are, and things like that. And obviously you can mention the business and the logos you've designed in the past. What helps considerably in making a connection is a photograph of yourself. Now I do realise that people don't want to put photographs of themselves out onto the internet, but there are ways around this. Firstly, it isn't compulsory, but I would suggest that you do present something. Now you can get cartoons developed of yourself, and you can use this as a way of kind of connecting with your audience. It isn't real as such, but it's more real than the client or prospect guessing what you look like. How a person looks shouldn't make much difference at all, but if you do present something, it does tend to make that connection. So that's something to bear in mind. Anyways, let's go ahead and create that About page. So we're going to go to Pages on the left. I'm going to click the plus icon at bottom right. I'm going to click Page, and I'm going to call this simply About. I'm going to click Create Page. With this done, we're presented with those options once again. Now all I'm going to do is click Text here, and I'm going to enter the text up here. Now I already prepared a document with my details on it, and I've cut so it's in the clipboard. Now I'm just going to paste in my details like so. I'm using the keyboard shortcut Command and V on the Mac to paste. So there's my information. I'm going to highlight it all, and I can adjust the paragraphs here. I can adjust the fonts and the font sizes and colours. I'm just going to keep it as it is. It's a nice grey. It matches the site. It's a default grey. So I'm going to click Align Left, so it brings it over towards the left-hand side. So next I'm going to go down here until a plus appears. That allows me to insert another module, and it's going to be an image module. I'm going to locate the picture of myself on my computer. I'm going to click Open, and that will insert it into the bottom of the text here. Next, I can go down and click another module. This time I'm going to insert some text, and I'm just going to insert my name here. Perhaps with the title, Logo Designer. With that done, I'm going to click Update Live Site. I'm going to wait until it processes. I'm going to click View Your Site. Here we have the main page with the logos. Here we have the navigation to the left with the About, Logos and Contact. Clicking About to preview the page that we've just made. And there we have it. Information pertaining to the designer, which instills confidence in the prospect. So now that the portfolio is established, we might want to make some tweaks. Most importantly, we're going to want to add captions. If we take a look at the site as it is, you'll see that these are just plain images. One feature, however, is if we click the image, we get the larger version of it. So that's why it was important to make high-res images in Illustrator, because we get the large output here. Now, there's no information here, so what we're going to do is we're going to add captions. Captions are just names given to each logo design. Now, when you mouse over, it's going to show the caption. So this is like another aesthetic. It makes it look nice. It makes it look professional. And so let's go ahead and do that. Clicking the edit at top left, we go to Edit Grid. And here we have options to add captions beneath each logo design. We can also drag and drop to put the logos into a different order, like so. So you can put them in any order that you wish. So let's go ahead and assign a caption, bioregions. So we can enter the company name, like so. And I could enter some further details if I so wished, like so. 91 seconds for the next one. Boutique. Like so. And I can do this for each one, and I can add as little or as much information as I want, obviously to an extent. If I click done, you can see how this is going to appear. So clicking update live site once again, we're going to see how these captions appear on the live site. So if I mouse over this now, you'll see that this appears at the bottom. Likewise, if I do it here, I get the caption at the bottom. So if I click in to bioregions, you'll see that it's also at the bottom down here. So that just gives a better look to the site, and it gives a little bit more information. Our contact page is of pinnacle importance. It's this page, obviously, which our prospect is going to use to get in touch with us. This is the link between prospect and work. So we need to ensure that it's optimal, and we need to ensure that it's working above all. So having went to the contact page and the pages here, I'm now going to edit a field. This isn't as important as checking the submission of the information, but nonetheless I'm going to do this first, and I'm going to click to the right here, the downward arrow. I'm going to select edit label, and I'm going to type in tell me more about your logo design requirements. And this makes it less generic. It does relate it to the logo design industry. It's a little bit more friendly than just about or tell us more. So, with that done, I'm going to test this to see if it's working. Name, email address, and tell me more about your logo design requirements is more than enough for now. If we want to discuss the project in further detail, we'll do that by reply to the client. We'll ask for more information if necessary, then we'll go back and forth about the project. So let's click Update Live Site, and let's see how this looks. Clicking View Your Site. Let's click into Contact. So here we have the form. I'm going to enter my details to test the form. And I'm going to submit this. And this information is sent to the email address associated with the Creative Cloud account. And sure enough, that email has been received, so the contact form is working fine. So we've established contact between the prospect and ourselves. If you wish to set a different email address in your contact form, you simply go to the Edit, Customize, and in form options, you can stipulate an alternative email address here. So we're going to insert a Get a Quote button. To do this, we go to the left-hand side, Customize Design, we click Button, and you'll see a button is inserted here, which says Edit this button. So if I click the pencil at top left, I can click Edit button here, and I can edit the text. In capitals, I'm going to type get a quote, exclamation mark, and an arrow. The arrow is important because it has a psychological effect. It drives them forwards. It prompts them to do something. So with that done, I'm going to go to Normal tab and I can select the colour here. Now, this is the background colour of the button. Now, I don't want this to be black as it originally is. I want it to be a striking colour, like a green. A green also prompts action to go. And so I'm going to adjust this colour. I'm going to bring it up here, a nice bright green. I'm going to click done. And here we have the get a quote button. Now before that's finalised, I'm going to go in and I'm going to change the link. I'm going to go to edit button once again, and you'll see it says link to here. I'm going to click the drop down and I'm going to select contact. I'm going to click done once again, and now that is the button complete. Naturally, I want this on the other pages too, and the other page is about. So I'm going to go over to the about page. Clicking that. And I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to go to button again on the left hand side. So I'm going to go to the options, edit button once again. I'm going to type in get a quote, exclamation mark, the forward arrow once again. I'm going to go to normal tab. I'm going to change the colour of this. I didn't take note of the hex code of the other one, so I'm just going to select any green, or at least one that matches as close as possible to the other one for now. I need to go to link to and contact as before, and done. So there we have another get a quote button. If we preview this by going to update live site, we should be able to test the button in all its glory. Clicking view site, I'm going to click get a quote. This is the main page, and it leads me to the contact form. So let's go to the about page and test the one over there. And again, it leads me to the contact form. So that's working beautifully. Now, being a designer, it's best things are perfect. So I'm going to go back to this button here. I'm going to click edit button, and I'm going to click normal, and I'm going to click the color again. And I'm going to drag over this hex code, right click copy. I'm going to click done. And I'm going to go to the other page, the about page. And I'm going to go down to the button at top left. I'm going to click edit, edit button, normal. I'm going to click that color, and I'm going to drag out in here, and I'm going to use Control and V or right click and paste. And I'm going to paste that hex in. I'm going to press return. So we have consistency with the get a quote green buttons. So no matter what page the client or prospect is on, they see that big green button in their face no matter what page they are on. If you have your social media established, such as YouTube, Twitter and Instagram, to name but a few, it's worth putting in the social icons at the bottom of the page, and you can do this by going to the left, by selecting the pencil and going to social icons. We can click each. If we click the icon and the cog, we can click add link, and we can paste in each. There's Twitter, Behance, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Dribbble and Google+. I'm going to paste in here my Twitter, like so. I'm going to click done, and you'll see that the Twitter icon appears down here. And I can do this for the other social media platforms if I so wish. If I click update live site, just let it load in. I'm going to click view your site. You'll see that the Twitter logo is at the bottom of the live site. I'm going to click upon that, and sure enough, you'll end up at my Twitter page. So that's the social media icons. Again, that's one of the primary features worth putting in there. Now, if you've got a lot of information on your social media platforms, it does help to give credibility if the prospect was to click into them. But on the flip side, they're also clicking away from the get a quote button. So you need to bear this in mind. If you don't have much on your social media platform, it's probably not worth risking driving the prospect away. Ultimately, we want the prospect to be clicking on that get a quote button. Whilst I recommend that all sites of this nature are kept clean and simple, we can go a little bit further with Adobe Portfolio. There's lots more we can introduce by means of the modules. If we click that plus once again, you'll see we have image, text, photo grid, Lightroom, video, audio, embed, button. social icons, contact form. Now, with the image capability alone, this opens a hell of a lot more design potential. For example, we could place a header on this page in place of this garish text up here. In a similar fashion, we could also do the same for the About page. So as an example, let's go ahead and do that. Clicking that plus, then image. I'm going to select the pre-made header image that I made in Illustrator, and I'm going to open this. You'll see this is now placed into the document, like so. Now I can click edit, and I can go to reorder page content, and I can click this image and drag it up to the top before the grid of logos. Clicking save new order, you'll see it appear up here. Now it's already looking better, this design. The site looks a bit more vibrant and it's in line with the general brand. You'll see the colours here of the logo reflected and the font, which says logo design, which is all important. Now we're still left with this garish text up here. To get rid of this, we can go to our edit pane. We can click this page here and we can click page header to disable it. You'll see that turns off. We can also do the same for all pages by clicking the same for page header here. This will disable obviously on all pages. For now, I'm just going to leave it at this page disabled. So now that text is gone and we're just left with that nice aesthetic header. So clicking update new site, I'm going to see this live and I'm going to appreciate it for what it is. And that there is looking like a nice, clean, professional logo design portfolio. Now all's looking well. If I look at this navigation section here, it's got work at the top. Now if I click work, I'll show you what this is. It's the default home page before we set logos as the home page. So I want rid of this. It's actually called a gallery because it hosts all the pages or images within it. So I want to delete gallery names being displayed. So I'm going to click upon the navigation option on the pencil and I'm going to go down to customize. And next to gallery titles, I'm given the option to switch it off here, which I'm going to do. I'm going to click done, like so. And I'm going to go back to the logos page, which is my main page. And you'll see that we no longer have that. We have nice clean navigation and it's fine the way it is with logos first, the About Us page and the contact segregated with a little bit of a gap between just so that it stands out. You can also assign an ICO file to your site, which displays a small picture before the URL in the address bar. This gives a nice professional touch, and it also helps people identify your site amongst their bookmarks. To do this, go to Settings, favICO, click Replace Image, and you can select a little square image of your logo design symbol, like so. And you can click open and this will create the ICO image on your behalf and it will put it before the URL in the address bar. Clicking done, this will secure that. Now this won't be apparent, it's not something I can show you at the moment. Once this is published, you will be able to see that little graphic next to the address. So with that done, you've achieved a more professional touch. So now let's take a look how we can enter the metadata. The metadata is going to ensure that your website is compatible with search engines so that the data can be read to a relevant degree and so that it can attract traffic. So let's go ahead and set that. We're going to go into settings by clicking the cog and we're going to go to search optimization. Here we have the website title. Change this to your company name if need be. I'm going to keep mine as it is. In the meta description, you're going to do description of the company with the keywords factored into that. Just to keep it short, I'm going to enter professional logo design. Now, obviously, I could be a little bit more creative with that, but I'm not going to just for the sake of this example. Meta keywords, I'm going to enter all the obvious, such as logo, logo design, logo designer, company logo, business logo, and branding. So that covers the gist of that. Those are the main keywords associated with such a business. Next, we want to ensure that allow search engines to index my site is checked. I would suggest that you do an initial submission to Google at least. Don't depend upon Adobe to put your site out there. So with that done, click done. So that marks completion of the metadata. So that concludes my instructional on how to set up a logo design portfolio or graphic design portfolio using Adobe Portfolio. I hope this video has proven to be useful to you, and I wish you the best in your graphic design business.